Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Halloween. I hope you like my costume. Yeah, I could be somewhat spooky sometimes. Um, yeah, I haven't been able to make that joke just yet. You're a dad, and I've been making this joke before I was a dad because I'm that lame. But when you go up to someone that's whomever. Oh, hey, love your costume today. And it's like a joke that they look scary. And they're like, I'm not wearing it. Oh, you got me, Anthony. Oh, Robbie, you could steal my costume any day of the week. I don't know what costume I will then have, but yeah, let's trade costumes because if I could be you for a day, I imagine I'd get much more attention. And if nobody has ever seen Robbie, she is quite a fox in Rhino. So totally cool. Love you, right? Okay, cool. So we have a lot of cool stuff. Oh, this is your costume. I'm pulling up the email now because I did have a list of things I want to accomplish for today. Let me just pull it up. Okay. So I was speaking with our TikTok department. That's actually happening as we speak. So tomorrow's email will have a link to our TikTok. Now, again, first let me kind of touch upon that. Everyone that's ever been in Rhino knows Anthony might be famous for a couple of things, but one of them is 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0. In fact, I remember my wife actually gave me like the most amazing compliment, and she does every day. But she goes, Aunt, when it comes to business, something that I really, really learned from you is just get it out there, right? There's a 1.0 before a 2.0. And what she meant by that was commonly shared by a lot of people in the sense that they say, well, it's not perfect yet. I need to do this, this, this. I need to do this, this, this. I need to do this, this, this. If Rhino ever waited for Rhino today to be out there, we would be known by no one, and just coming out today saying, hey guys, we have this thing called Rhino Street and this thing called Rhino Bucks. And as you can imagine, starting from scratch is always more difficult. What most people don't understand, or at least they don't appreciate, is in a world where everyone could kind of buy whatever they want if they have enough money, that certain things are not special. For instance, if I have the choice between buying a steak from, I don't know, the most expensive steak place. It's the best steak ever. Or I have the opportunity to go on a date where, and again, before I'm married, right? If I was able to go on a date with a girl that said she was going to cook for me, I can tell you, without even knowing what that steak would taste like, I would rather that steak. And it's not because I think it's going to taste better, because the experience I'm going to have is better. We're going to have conversation along the way. We're going to be able to share our opinions and experiences and our judgment of the steak. Hey, this tastes really good. Oh my God, I can't believe that sauce you made. Oh my God, I wish we didn't talk so much because we let it overcook. Oh my God. And that's going to be a foundation going forward. So although the steak, by all natural metrics, like is it tender, is it moist, is it this, is it that, might not be a 10, but the process of getting to know each other, sharing the experiences together, seeing someone that is not at their best, and then, oh wow, by this point we've made 10 steaks. Do you remember that first one? Whew, that was funny. I didn't want to say it because I really appreciated it, but it was, and now you're a pro at it. Yeah, I didn't want to say it either. And then I did this on the second one and this on the third one. It's that experience, it's that journey that allows someone to really know you, to really trust you, to be able to predict what you're going to do going forward and be able to feel comfortable that, oh, you know what? Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Or no, I typically wouldn't say yes to this, but I know Anthony, I know Rhino, like I'm really okay with it. I'm quite comfortable with it. In fact, I was on the phone last week with one of our rhinos and her mother, right? I was on the phone 2 weeks ago with one of our rhinos and his father. That's who we are. And I remember when I was like 17 and 18, when I had to make like presentations places, I'm like, oh, I don't want someone's mom there, someone's dad there. But now I don't have a presentation. I'm just me. I'm just like I had my wife's family was over last night. And my wife's mother was asking me, like, during the day, how do you find, like, how do you turn it off? And I was saying, I can't turn off Rhino. She goes, surely you could. I understand how much it means to you, but you have, like, what do you mean you can't turn it off? And I go, no, Rhino is me. Everything about Rhino is me on a plate. Rhino is not a creation, it's a representation. I cannot stop thinking about Rhino at any point in the day. So at the end of the night, I'll have a glass of wine. I might have 2 or 3 beers sometimes because it allows me to just zone out and be in a very plain Jane, let's watch TV show reruns. And at that point, she looked at me and she goes, I understand. I go, because in every second of every day, whether I'm using the bathroom, whether I'm jogging, whether I'm doing anything, I'm thinking, oh, wait, I could do this, or this could have happened, or this could have happened. And I guess that kind of leads me into today's email because I'm rambling a little bit, but it does provide a nice bridge because in today's email, you see the goals and it is listed. Launch completed automations. Now, the automations that we were wishing were completed last week were completed last week, but then they had a bug in it. And I can promise you, of all the things I've ever done in my life, I've never been on the tech side of stuff, right? I've never quite been able to, well, I have been, but I've never been so intimately working with them, right? Like I've worked for companies or worked on the New York Stock Exchange where, well, not in the exchange, but in stock market on Wall Street. And you would say, okay, well, I like this company because this, right? And then they didn't meet their numbers or that they didn't get the product out in time. And from my perspective, not knowing any of the tech that goes in it, I'm like, oh my God, they're so incompetent. They can't hit their numbers at this point. I don't want to be a part of them. Because it was my belief that, hey, if you can go ahead and dig a hole, well, then you just were too lazy to pick up the shovel that day. But it's not that. It's, all right, I want to dig a hole, but I don't have the utensils to do it. I don't have the tools to do it. I got to invent the tools and then find the place to dig. It's a lot. So when we went ahead and completed the automations, what we found was it was sending some people 2 times coin, some people 3 times coin, some people no coin. And we're like, well, that's not sustainable. At that moment, I have to make a decision, right? Either A, I continue doing this and, just risk that, it's going to cost us a little bit more coin, but we'll solve it in a week from now and, all the better for it. Or you know what? I stop this right now. I have a little bit of pie on my face and say, guys, I'm sorry, but we need to make this better. And I'll tell you. So well, obviously I know how much every coin everyone has because I could look at the blockchain. I'm the one sending it, right? So I could see what's sent. But there were people, I didn't audit the list. There was so much coins sent. There were rhinos that said, hey, Ann, I got twice as much, I think. I got 3 times as much. Do you want me to send this back? Or one of our rhinos, hey, I got twice as much. Can you invoice me? Can I purchase it? And that's so cool because honestly, to understand Rhino is to understand community. And that's a word that everyone uses. In fact, when I watch commercials and they're like, us together, united, community, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you have a marketing department that told you to use the word together. Like, great job. What community really is when individuals that are paying for the coin get extra coin on a blockchain where they can keep it from kingdom come. There's nothing I can do to get it back. And they voluntarily email me and say, can you please charge me for the extra? Or what's your wallet address? I'd like to send back the extra. One person sent back 562 coin. Now, granted, he had a lot of coin, but that doesn't mean anything. The coin right now, the last time I looked, was 172. 172 times 560 is easily over 1,000. Or is everyone so rich that they could just send $1,000 back? And the point being, I think everyone knows that I would do it for you, right? There's nothing I wouldn't do for everyone here. And it's appreciated when I see someone doing it for us. That's community. So the automations, I have to get in touch with Steve, who's the department head of that. I did speak to him all weekend, and I believe that there is a bit of crossing our fingers for today. And that's not because, oh, we didn't do enough work. It's please, 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 let's not let something new pop up. Like, we don't know what we don't know. We're really hopeful that we've exhausted the unknowns. So that's the finger crossing for today. But we will send out a bulk and I know it's 10:10. I'll probably go 3 more minutes. We are sending out bulk coin by the end of the day, meaning for all of those that, like, no one received coin last week because the automations weren't completed yet. For all of those, for the amount of coin that's owed, that'll be sent out by the end of today, which I just said 5 different ways, and somehow each one needed to be said. Sorry about that. RHINO retirement, we have a top 10 Q&A portion, in which case it's really helpful, right? Like, there's a lot of our rhinos that emailed V and they're like, why is my rhino bucks 0? Like, why does it say 0? And it hit me. These are typical questions that we need to address. Because if on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, you could see it's worth $1.70, or you could actually go on PancakeSwap and swap it, well, then why is it worth 0 in your email, or not your email, in your app? And it's because it's a coin that's on a swap market, meaning this, well, we'll get to that in the email. But the point is there is a difference between Bitcoin in terms of how it's valued and Rhino in terms of how it's valued. And we're going to put that Q&A section up in the research column of Rhino Retirement. And of course, tomorrow we'll point that to everyone in the email. Oh, Crafted Generous Share Rhino Reward Offer. I love that. So I want to go ahead and again, so the first offer was 1 million reward coin for 20. Like, that was, when people questioned me about it, I said to them, I want to get, there is no value in being subtle. You want to capture people's attention. And if it cost, or if it was an extra investment on the behalf of Rhino to capture the attention, I'm okay with it. I think we got 40 new accounts of that. And right now, as you look at the email today, the projection for the next 7 days is that each Rhino is on an average of $24. So 40 new accounts at $24 average, you could do the math. It's pretty good. So that's what we did. But I do want to do a new offer, something exciting, something fun, because the Share Rhino, again, talking about community, is our path. I was on the phone with a particular consultant yesterday, and my wife will laugh because I say I don't work on Sundays, and then I get a call from someone that I don't know if I was ever going to get a call from again, and I'm working. She goes, "You don't work?" I'm like, "Do you like eating?" Right? And of course, it's a dual income household, so she's like, "What are you talking about?" To that point, she has work today, and she's giving birth to our daughter 1 week from today. So talk about superheroes in life. But the consultant I was talking to was talking about all the things we need to do to get our coin volume up. And there's all of these like industry tricks of the trade and protocols and stuff like that. And it caught my attention, right? We always want to be creating new awareness, and that's our job. But do we want to create that awareness by, I don't know, oh, well, they were listed here and they have their audit here, and they have 5 stars here, so I got to do it. I don't know if I want those people. And not to say those people, like I said that for shock value, but I want the path into Rhino being one of which I heard of them, I know of them, I listened to them, I agree with them, right? I don't want it to be, oh, the blinker on my screen told me to buy it, so I did, and I don't really know what it is, but okay. And that might be pie in the sky type of dream, right? But if you go from 100 people to 200 people to 300 people, what you learn quickly is that those numbers grow quicker, because 100 people cannot recommend as many people as 300 people could, and it grows and grows and exponentiates. So we want to go ahead and always make an emphasis on the Share Rhino, and we always want to properly compensate it, because to have 1 million people that are all equally as amazing as those that we have is far more valuable to us than having 10 million people of people that don't even know our name, right? I don't want it. We touched on, we're launching a TikTok today. Continue building career partnership. Now, I haven't really shared much about this, but there are very key industries in this country that are seeing a lot of difficulty, and they're just super valuable to Rhino. Like the mortgage industry, or the financial industry, or hairstylist, or spas, things like that that are completely dependent on economy. So for instance, when rates are going up, not many people are looking to take out a mortgage because the mortgage is going to be more expensive, right? So they say, okay, I'll stay back. Well, in that type of world, you have people that are in that industry that are getting hit outside of their own performance. But they have a really, really great clientele. They have people they want to stay in touch with. They have people that they care about. There's people that they trust. So can we go ahead and fit into that industry? Can we create a program that allows that industry to say, yeah, and while I was waiting for bond yields to come down, I got a chance to know Rhino and I'm happy for it, right? Can that happen? Can a bunch of hairstylists who said, oh, our business was great during the summer, but now, women are staying in more and because the economy, they're cutting their own hair, and they're completely commission based. Would it be, and hairstylists, they're usually popular, right? I'm not going to say the other connotations, which are all complimentary, but they're usually popular. So could they fit into this, right? Could we fit into their life where they're like, oh, and when things slowed down, I was able to really gin up a lot of excitement on Rhino and I made a lot of money for it. So we're still building that and that will be hopefully done by the end of this week. It's a lot more thought than labor, but it needs to be perfect. Which again goes back to Anthony 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Yeah, but if you need to start with a 2.0 when you're talking to people about their careers, like that's their career. And explore media opportunity. So lastly, there's one of our rhinos. Now everyone is very familiar with this program, Amplify. And a lot of people have approached me, hey, we have amps, we could do articles. And I've always said, yeah, I'm totally down for it. But I've been kind of dragging my feet a little bit on it. And it's not because what they had was not a good offer. It was that there's a certain conversion level. For instance, if I go ahead and do an article that's on like, I don't know, CNN.com or Yahoo Finance, the people reading it have a bunch of different interests. And maybe crypto isn't one of their interests. Maybe coins is not one of their interests. So to my understanding, this company went ahead and did a limited new offering for only crypto pages, meaning all the landers that this article would be on pages that are 100% geared towards a digital currency and coins and things like that, which is super valuable to us. That's like exactly what we could have wanted, because remember, our entire growth has always been agnostic to demographic. We've built a message that has been able to be shared with everyone through sharing it equally with everyone from different genders, races, sexes, countries. And that's not because we're so altruistic and so moral, which we are, but it's because the way we gathered data was a bit of a sort of shotgun. Well, now YouTube, dear YouTube, I'm making an analogy, right? It was very broad. In which case we would say, okay, here's an email list that just posted, and let's go ahead and approach them with our message. Now that email list could be, like a volunteer program or an election campaign or some type of market group or flea markets or whatnot. So, and it didn't matter from what country it was. So we really, really, by definition, have emailed everyone that's emailable by coming into their address, not by their demographic. So we want to go ahead and explore that. And we want to go ahead and have an article up on all 75 of these different sites every week, every bi-weekly, right? I think that would be a good thing for exposure. So that's that. That's all I have for today. I'm wildly over. It's 19 minutes. That means I'm 9 minutes over. We're probably going to let the coin come down a little bit. We're going to sell some additional Rhino to bring it down. It's moving too fast. It's at like 172, and we don't want that. We want it moving consistently, steadily higher. And if someone came in and sold a whole bunch, we do have the funds to go buy it, obviously. So we're always going to support it. And a lot of people have sold some, and every single person that sold some said, and I was just testing it, and oh my God, I actually got my money, and it didn't crash the market. And I said, duh, that's what we're doing. And it just gets bigger and bigger every day. So I love everyone, to the moon and back. More updates to come tomorrow. But as far as today and this week goes and where we are and where we're going, couldn't be better. So this is my State of the Union address, like my Rhino address. All right. Love everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.